And what Rescue Metaboloc does, it was formulated, really to manage these risk factors associated with metabolic syndrome. They have 6 key ingredients. They have cholesterol HPE, which is a flavonoid complex derived from the citrus lemon extract, rich in erythrocytine, and this supports the anti-inflammatory response and also supports cardiovascular health, which we know is a part of metabolic syndrome, which can be improved by adding this cholesterol HPE. It also has leptopure in it, which is an herbal blend. It has Gymnema sylvestre and Tinosporia cordifolia, and those are used to help block sugar absorption and help support healthy cravings and also support the metabolic process and also help optimize hormones related to hunger. And understanding that together, this blend helps reduce sugar cravings and promote healthier blood lipids and also weight response. It also has cinnamon in it too, and cinnamon has been shown by research to lower blood glucose and improve cholesterol levels, especially when we talk about overall metabolic health regimen. And so, understanding that the benefits of Rescue Metaboloc, help maintain steady glucose metabolism, support healthy lipid profiles, and also aid in reducing inflammation, which are important when we talk about insulin resistance and putting risk factors for, heart disease and stroke and fatty liver disease.
And then finally, we got about a minute here or so. Land and sea fiber. How does that help with blood sugar and diabetes?
Well, fiber, first off, I think is the most underappreciated tool when we talk about improving blood sugar and heart health. From a benefit of looking at, why is fiber such a great supplement to take? Well, from a sugar standpoint, it's basically slows how quickly carbohydrates are digested and absorbed. That means smaller glucose spikes after meals and lower insulin demands. And heart health, fiber lowers LDL cholesterol. So basically that lowers our risk of type 2 diabetes, heart attack, and stroke. And Rescue Land and Sea Fiber is basically one of the most effective tools that we can use to control blood sugar and support heart health, because we know inside the gut fiber forms from a gel that slows digestion and sugar absorption. And so glucose enters the bloodstream more gradually, and that means smaller spikes. And, Rescue Land and Sea Fiber has the psyllium seed husk, and that's a great ingredient that we talk about to not only help with sugar absorption, but also support heart health, lowering HDL cholesterol. It slows carbohydrate digestion. It also improves insulin sensitivity over time. It reduces glucose production indirectly by signaling the gut. It lowers LDL cholesterol, protects the heart because of the soluble and insoluble fiber. It reduces inflammation and vascular stress. So there's so many benefits to the Land and Sea Fiber when we talk about heart health and controlling blood sugar.
Again, Land and Sea Fiber, the product you're battling, again, we're talking the blood sugar and heart health, the products that really you need to be on, or any and or all of these, any of the Rescue Omega-3s, the 105 Max, the berberine, the Land and Sea Fiber, the Metaboloc, we also threw in the leg and vein support. Dr. Adam Teichman, PA Foot and Ankle Associates, pafootdoctors.com. Thank you, doctor. Have a great week.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Yep. The special again, you buy $150 or more of any Rescue products you want. As long as you buy $150 or more of the single bottles, not the value or combo packs, buy the single bottles, $150 or more, and use the coupon code 75OFF, and you get $75 off that order, plus free shipping on any size order, plus you can earn rewards points, plus you can cash in rewards points. And that offer goes through Friday at midnight. So again, $150 or more, use the coupon code 75OFF and get $75 off that order. $75 off with the coupon code 75OFF at res-q.com or when you call 1-800-26-ALIVE. Have a healthy week.
This program is paid for by N3 Oceanic Incorporated. All opinions or statements expressed on the program are solely those of N3 Oceanic or their guests and do not reflect the opinions of WPHT or Odyssey.
When the market reaches all-time highs, investors who try to sell high are met with the same excuses from their broker. You're in it for the long haul. Stay the course. Don't sell now, you'll miss out on opportunity. But crash-proof consumers have not missed out on the recent market highs.
Mike McEachern. I'm from Gilbertsville, Pennsylvania. Wall Street is volatile. You never know where the stock market's going to go. You never know how politics is going to impact it. And you never know how much your fees are going to be and what's going to be hidden that you don't really know about. With crash-proof retirement, our range of returns have been between 10 and 12%. I feel very comfortable with the returns we've gotten this year because we don't have to concern ourselves with the volatility of the market, and we never get charged a fee, never comes up.
Tune in to the Crash Proof Retirement Show with Joanne Small Canella and Tracy Stillman today at 11 a.m. on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3 Philadelphia. From the Piazza Auto Group Studios, experience the power of one with 8 brands and 25 locations. Always live on the free Odyssey app. Live and local with Tom Azelby on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Well, good morning, Delaware Valley. And yes, we are up early. You have tuned into the Tom Hazelby Show. Tom is on a few-day excursion. Nice way of saying a well-deserved vacation. Sounds like golf and fishing to me. Lucky you, Azelby. Barry Sable sitting in for Tom A. Glad to be here sharing some time with you. My man, Kirk Cordless, on the other side of the glass. And yes, we have a very interesting show for you this morning. I have 2 authors joining me. Seth Grossman, author of a new publication called 1676 Project. We will be discussing with him what the book is about, which is basically the history of America. So it's kind of fascinating as to his take as to the research he's done in comparison to what we find is being taught in schools today. He'll be with me for the first half hour, and I'm going to botch this up because I always do. Tony DiGirolamo, how do you like that? Author of a host of variety of published books, including Pineys and the Jersey Devil, which has captured and piqued my interest. He will be joining me around the 8:30 mark. 2 spirited gentlemen with a funny and interesting twist on things I'm sure we will enjoy. So let's get right to it. Seth Grossman is a lifelong resident of the beach town of Atlantic City, has a strong passion for New Jersey's history, attended Duke University, that makes him smart, and obtained a law degree from my alma mater, Temple University. He is an on-air personality in the Shore area, director of Liberty and Prosperity, 1776, and I'm sure we'll get into that. Seth Grossman, my friend, welcome to the Tom Azelby Show.
Thank you very much. And I'm embarrassed because the book has not yet been published. It's still going to be about 4 or 5 weeks till the book. It's called The 1676 Project, How Liberty and Prosperity in Quaker South Jersey Shaped America.
Wow.
But if you want to get the book when it comes out, just contact us through Liberty and Prosperity at info@libertyandprosperity.com, or Google me, Seth Grossman. You'll get to what used to be my law office. And as soon as the book comes in, I'll give you instructions on how to get it.
There you go. So we'll discuss that in its depth before I leave you today. But here's my question to you, Seth, and nothing to be embarrassed about. It takes a long time to write a book, and it's not easy. And to get the facts right and the research done and to be effective, you want to be a little different. My question to you is, if I start off by saying is, this project turned out originally to be like a coffee table booklet of local South Jersey history. And while you were doing research, as like everybody else that writes a book, you might have an initial format, but the next thing you know, you're learning, you're researching, you're developing, and things changed. Am I correct in saying that?
That's exactly what happened. 2 years ago, Liberty and Prosperity did a nice history calendar project that talked about little things like how the railroad was built to Atlantic City, how the Richard Summers House, when you go to Ocean City, you see that old house or mansion on the hill. You go to Cape May, you see Cox Hall. So we were going to do a little introduction to people visiting the South Jersey beaches to let them know how the stuff got here.
Yeah.
But when we did more research, The story that we got was absolutely breathtaking. And I'm a historical buff, and I had no idea, for example, that William Penn created South Jersey 5 years before he built Philadelphia.
Yep. I
And
want to
the
talk
whole
to you about him
story-
for a second, Seth. There's a lot of people that are misdirected in their thoughts that, and I'm sure to a certain degree it's true, and you're going to enlighten me and enlighten the audience of Tom. But William Penn actually sold and bought land from the Indians, bought land and they got paid. And a lot of people think, and I guess it's taught in school, that we robbed land from the spirited Indians at that time. And maybe that's partially true. But when you talk about William Penn, am I correct in saying that he had relationships with the Indians in Pennsylvania and he did purchase land from them?
It's even more interesting than that because when I wrote this book, I thought that William Penn was sort of like the founder of the Quaker movement.
Yes.
But he was like a young latecomer. There was this fascinating character called George Fox, who was a 23-year-old preacher in England during the turmoil of what was called the English Civil Wars, and I knew nothing about the English Civil Wars.
Yes.
So you have George Fox preaches as a 23-year-old kid, goes around England preaching this new and radical Christian doctrine of peace, equality, and simplicity. And within a few years, he has 50,000 followers. They called themselves the Religious Society of Friends. The detractors called them Quakers.
Yes.
And within 10 years, like 10 or 15,000 of them are in jail in England. They're looking for a place to go. And George Fox comes to America, discovers that South Jersey is pretty much uninhabited, and he gets together with a young William Penn, and they make plans to build this Quaker homeland in South Jersey.
Yes.
And what they pointed out is they didn't want it to be just a Quaker homeland as a refuge, to be safe. They wanted to put into practice the Quaker ideals of applying Christianity and their various ideas of each individual having specific value and specific insight. And they built this model society in South Jersey, starting in Salem and Burlington.
Yep.
And that's how it started. And one thing that they were very strict about, both William Penn and George Fox, was that Native Americans were to be treated as equal.
Yes.
All land had to be purchased, and in fact, if there was a dispute between a Native American and a European settler, they'd have a jury trial. Half of the jury had to be Native Americans.
Yeah.
So, it's a remarkable document, the Constitution. Basically, 5 years before Philadelphia was founded, South Jersey had a constitution written by William Penn that had the Bill of Rights, all these things that we associate with our federal constitution. But going to the thing about treating the Native Americans, it actually turned out to be reversed. In many ways, the Native Americans outsmarted the Quakers because you read these deeds. So what happens is you'd see a Quaker settler would come and he'd see a piece of empty woods, and he'd say, "Gee, I'd like to build my farm here." But the way William Penn set up the organization of this Quaker colony, nobody could get title to land unless they had a written agreement from any Native Americans who made claim for it. So I'm sure there were many Native Americans who were just like walking through this. Oh yeah, that's my land. you got to pay me. And then when you read the actual deeds, the stuff that was paid, firearms, ammunition, metal pots, heavy woolen blankets. The Native Americans, the Lenni Lenape, they were shrewd bargainers. They had dealt with the Swedes and they dealt with the Dutch before they dealt with the Quakers. So they knew what they were selling, and they took that money and they took those goods and they would go to other land up by the Delaware Water Gap, which was actually better land. and they were happy. The Quakers were happy. So it was a win-win situation.
So let me ask you a question. I know you're a historian. I know that you ran for a political position in Jersey. I know that you've been on the air for a long time, and I know you always have a motive and a purpose. So I guess my first real question, before I dig deeper into certain thoughts is, what gave you the impetus to want to write this book? Are you concerned about what is being taught in schools today, that the real history of America is not being perceived? As an example, if I may, I just came back on from vacation from the Dominican Republic, and what had happened is I met some young lady, and she was from Atlanta. And after conversation, she said to me, the United States was born on a lie, and she mentioned Christopher Columbus. And I didn't say much there because, to be honest, I'm on vacation. I'm not interested in talking about extensive politics. But the point was, she believes that this country is developed on a lie, and she uses that as an excuse to have a chip on her shoulder. So what gave you the real reason, and what was the real reason that you wrote this book?
Well, as I learned the story of George Fox and William Penn, which I never knew before, and when I read about how they dealt with the Native Americans who lived here on an equal basis, and then what was also remarkable, the Quakers were dead set against slavery, the enslavement of blacks, for several reasons. First of all, the core of that Quaker belief, and most Protestants the Presbyterians who also came to South Jersey, was the Golden Rule. Like when we talk about, was America founded as a Christian nation? It was founded as a Christian nation, but the heart of Christianity among the Protestants and Quakers who came here was the Golden Rule.
Yep.
Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So many of the Quakers, basically said from the get-go that you cannot be a Christian and own slaves. And they were very adamant about that. They were very pushy about that. And in fact, in later years, the Underground Railroad and the movement to end slavery, which basically provoked the Civil War, really started from the Quakers who settled in Salem and Burlington and Philadelphia, and that was a core belief. So as I was learning all this, you realize that what they've been teaching our kids in school for the past 50 or 60 years is some variation of a fake narrative known as the 1619 Project, which basically is that in 1619, the first slaves came to Jamestown, Virginia. And by the way, to your friend in the Dominican Republic, the Christopher Columbus and the Spanish settled Central and South America, their culture was completely different from the culture of the English who settled North America. So we can't even go there. But among the English, the Quakers who founded South Jersey, what we point out is they set the dominant culture for America. We did have a civil war, and the Quaker culture of freedom defeated and fought a civil war, and 310,000 white Americans died to end slavery. So America was based on this liberty and prosperity, but the fascinating part of this book is this liberty and prosperity started in South Jersey, in Burlington and Salem, and the other towns along the Delaware River. So to answer your question, this is the American history. So America was not based on a lie. America was based on the self-evident truth of a Declaration of Independence.
Exactly.
We're all
Listen,
created
Seth.
equal. We're all endowed by a creator with certain unalienable rights. And again, that started here.
Seth, it looks like we're up against the break, but when I come back, I want to really dig into a few things. Number one, through your research, what did you find that really unnerved you, that was remarkably different than what you think that the American people have been taught over all these years? And also, how do you think we should change in our schools and go about changing what our kids are learning? Because I think that with fabrication and lies and not knowing the correct facts about how people came into this country, how they were developed in this country, walk us through slavery and through modern day times. Because today, as you see, with all the protests that are going on, most people don't even know what they're protesting. That bothers me. You are listening to the Tom Azelby Show, on with Seth Grossman, my guest. This is Barry Sable. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
You don't want to miss a moment of Flyers hockey on Broad Street this season. Be here for First Responders, presented by ServPro, when the Flyers take on the New York Islanders on January 26th.
Deflected back here, short. The pass, the shot, and they score! Secrets again!
Experience it here, because Flyers hockey is better live. And the only place to watch is at Xfinity Mobile Arena. Get your tickets now. Only at PhiladelphiaFlyers.com.
Tune in tonight starting at 7 p.m. for the Bob Pantano Saturday Night Dance Party. Live from Adelphia in Deptford, the Bob Pantano Saturday Night Dance Party is broadcast exclusively on 98.1 HD2 and Bob Pantano Dance Party Radio on the Odyssey app. Powered by Evans Pest Control.
Pastor Brad Lacey here, First Baptist Church, Conshohocken. Join us Saturdays for the great message and be blessed. 5 a.m. right here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Download to see if you qualify for Albert Instant Advance. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription is required for Instant Advance. Please see the Albert app or albert.com for subscription pricing. Subscriptions can be canceled at any time.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? You can get up to a $1,000 advance fast to pay for car repairs, bills, rent, groceries, whatever you need. Plus, Albert can help you find ways to save and give you a custom budget to actually grow your money.
Albert can get me up to $1,000?
Exactly. But they do more than get you up to $1,000. Albert is your financial assistant, helping you budget, save, and spotting you money in a pinch.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code SAVE to get up to $1,000 for your bills, rent, groceries, and more. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code SAVE to get up to $1,000. Use code SAVE to get up to $1,000.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Paramount Plus is the new home of UFC, and we're coming out swinging with UFC 324.
Oh, what a shot!
And 325. Boom! On back-to-back weekends, the new era is here.
It's time!
Every fight.
Bam! Let's go!
One subscription.
Oh my goodness!
Pay-per-view just got knocked out.
Let's go!
Back-to-back blockbuster UFC events this month, only on Paramount Plus.
Free speech lives here. With Dom Giordano, weekdays noon till 3 on Odyssey's #1 talk station, 1210 WPHT.
Yes, indeed, you are listening to the Tom Azelby Show, and nobody does it better than Tom Azelby. I love sitting in for him, but I miss him as a fan as well. Believe me, he will be back next Saturday with what I call Azelby Fables. Nobody can tell a story better than Tom Azelby. Having said all that, I've got a second. I've got a close second, maybe almost on the same par, is Seth Grossman. Seth, so we're talking about a book that you have published that is coming out, coming out in the next week or so. What I really want to ask you is what in your travels of your research, what did you find 1 or 2 or 3 points that you thought even differently than what you believed as a historian? Could you fill me in with that, please?
Well, first, let me tell your listeners that if they want to know more about the book,
thank you.
They could reach us at libertyandprosperity.com. They could email me at info@libertyandprosperity.com. They could Google me because I used to be a lawyer before I devoted my life to trying to save Western civilization. So I'm still listed at Seth Grossman in Summers Point. And, of course, I'm on Facebook. I'm also on Twitter or X. At my handle
2 seconds,
is Grossman.
Seth. Tell us what liberty and prosperity actually is, because I don't know if everybody knows that. Tell us what it actually, what the purpose of that is.
Well, to sum it up, I was very active with many people in trying to reform New Jersey politics.
Mm-hmm.
And at first we thought the problem was corrupt politicians.
Yes.
And then after about 10 years, we realized the problem is corrupt, uninformed voters. So instead of worrying about the politics, we worried about informing and educating voters as to what it takes to have a free and prosperous society, because our schools have just dumbed down the citizens to a level where it's downright dangerous. So anyway, if you want to know more about the book, and it's called 1676 Project, How Liberty and Prosperity in Quaker South Jersey Shaped America.
Here's what I want to read to you, Seth, if I may, and then let you comment in regards to your book and how you see things today. George Carlin said, don't just teach your children to read. Teach them to question what they read. Teach them to question everything. The value of an education is not the learning of many facts, but the training of the mind to think. Seth Grossman, expand on that, please.
Well, for the past 60 years, young Americans have been taught a narrative from elementary school to college.
Yep.
And basically in every movie, every TV program, they're just saturated with this culture that America was created in 1619 when the first slaves came to Jamestown, Virginia, and that everything about America since has been based on slavery.
Yep.
Stealing land from the Native Americans, exploitation, and that all the prosperity that we have in America today was done by enslaving, conquering, and exploiting people. And that is an absolute lie. And that's where the brilliance of the South Jersey history that we that we discovered turned out. Because if you want to teach American history, traditionally, most people talk about Jamestown, Virginia.
Yep.
And, of course, you did have slavery there, and you had Indian wars in Virginia. So the left will say, aha, see? And then if you go to the Pilgrims of Massachusetts, there you had the burning of the witches, and you had Indian wars in Massachusetts. So they'll say, aha, we told you that not only did those crazy, toxic white males, kill Native Americans and enslave black people, they also oppressed women. Then you come to South Jersey, founded by Quakers.
Yep.
And later, South Jersey, of course, influenced Philadelphia. So Philadelphia and South Jersey attracted Benjamin Franklin, and the culture of South Jersey through Benjamin Franklin really built the American culture. And what is this Quaker Protestant culture of Benjamin Franklin in South Jersey all about? Again, it's all about the golden rule: love your neighbor as yourself, do unto others as they would, as you would have them do to you. It's a culture that treated the Native Americans fairly, on equal terms, got rid of slavery, and there's a whole interesting story that details of how if the community found out that a Quaker bought a slave or owned a slave,
Am I correct, Seth, in saying something? Because when I was in the Dominican, this same young lady, and she's not young, she's about 50 years old. I'm not going to call that old because for me that's a baby. But she made a comment to me, and she made a comment that she believed that in Africa, and you're going to correct me if you can, that that somehow white people sold black people into slavery that ended up in the States. And frankly, I didn't see it that way from the history books that I read. I believe that if I'm correct, and you could correct me, that black people sold black people into slavery. And I don't exactly know what happened to Europe and how black people emanated into Brazil.
Yeah.
But I am really tired of not getting the facts right. And Susie Love here on YouTube says, a lot of twisting of the truth nowadays. Isn't it about time to set the story straight? Because I don't want to see white, black, or indifferent anybody have a chip on their shoulder because they don't really know the facts correctly. Can you set that straight for me?
Well, what is absolutely clear is that the slavery started in America because the Portuguese had discovered a way to get from Portugal to India. And basically the whole idea of Europeans going into the Atlantic Ocean on these ships was basically because the Muslim Turks had sort of wiped out the Christian Eastern Roman Empire and drove all these Italian sailors, all these Italian merchants. It was not safe for them to be in the Mediterranean Sea anymore. So they tried desperately to find another way to get to China and the East. So the Portuguese sailors would go around the southern tip of Africa to get to India. And while they were there, their ships would stop to get water and fresh vegetables. And there they found 3 African tribes in what is now Angola had gotten rich by conquering and enslaving other Africans. And they eagerly sold their slaves to the Portuguese in exchange for guns and ammunition to become even more powerful. And then the Portuguese started using those slaves that they bought to grow sugar in Brazil. So they had this whole culture of getting rich off slavery. But the Europeans never captured slaves. They would buy slaves who were already captured by other black Americans, and that's not taught. And the other big enslavers of black Africans were, of course, the Arabs and the Muslims of North Africa, who would bring these black Africans across the Sahara Desert as slaves. And there were so many. Hello.
That's okay. I lost Seth for a second. Maybe we can get him back. Charlie, let me give Charlie from Philly. You're on with Uncle Barry on the Tom Azelby Show. I don't have much time. I've got a guest coming up, but I didn't want to be remiss and not take your call. Good morning. How are you? Thank you for calling in. I lost him now, too. All right, so here's the point of where I was really trying to go with Seth Grossman is, as somebody says here, Rosie Hall on the chat line, facts are already and always distorted. Well, that's what I think is happening in America today. When you look at Minnesota and you ask these people, why are you protesting? I don't know. I mean, do you know that Obama exported or deported, I should say, more people than Trump has? Okay, of course it was for 8 years. Well, I didn't know that. Well, there's a lot of things that you don't know. I have Seth Grossman back on the line. Am I correct? Let's see if we have him, because I only have a few minutes left and I want him to wrap up if at all possible. Do we have?
Okay.
Seth, we only have a few minutes. We got disconnected here. Right. Let me give you 2 minutes to wrap up. Tell us, number one, your last thoughts. I would love to have you on my show. As you know, we talked about it coming up in the next few weeks, the Barry Sable Show with Friends, Sunday at 10 o'clock. And I will have you on for a full hour so we could expand upon your thoughts. Give me your last 2 minutes thoughts, if you may, and how do we get your book when it does come out in a week or two?
All right, real quick. The thought I was making before I was cut off was the Arabs captured so many blacks as slaves that even today the Arabic word abd or abid, which is the Arabic word for slave, also means black African.
Yep.
So as we approach Black History Month, we have to realize that slavery was widespread in Africa and the Islamic world, and it's not that the white Europeans oppressed blacks. So that history has to change. But the biggest tragedy is I know so many parents and grandparents who sacrifice so much to send their kids to college.
Yes.
And then the kids come back brainwashed to hate America. And when the parents and grandparents defend America, these kids, they disown and sometimes won't even let grandparents see their grandchildren over this. And it's absolutely tragic. But this book sets everything straight. It tells you what the world was like that brought Europeans to America. It talks about the genocidal wars that the Native Americans fought with each other, which is not in our history. It talks about how the Pilgrims and other Americans experimented with socialism by having everything owned in common and how it didn't work and people starved to death until they finally decided that letting each family have its own farm and take care of their own economy, that brought prosperity to America. So it's at libertyandprosperity.com to learn more about it. Please contact me at info@libertyandprosperity.com or through X, my handle at Grossman, the number 4NJ. And if you get a message to me as soon as the book is printed, which should be in about 3 or 4 weeks, I'll be happy to get it to you. But it's a perfect thing for parents to understand their children, for children to understand their parents. Every fact is documented, so if you want to look at it, if you don't believe what I'm saying,
I believe you.
Just look at the original sources, and you'll find all the information.
Seth Grossman,
but if you want to read a story to your kid, okay, I know.
Go ahead.
Thank you very
sorry
much,
to cut
Barry.
you off.
It's
Sorry
been a
to
pleasure.
cut Charlie off as well. I will see you on the Barry Sable Show. Seth, I want to leave you with this before we take a break. It is not who is right, but what is right that is important. Seth Grossman, always a pleasure to listen to. You are my Britannica. You are my my book of knowledge. And I have to tell you the truth, I'm never at a loss for listening to you. You make sense. And to be honest with you, it's a must read. You are listening to the Tom Azelby Show. Uncle Barry sitting in for Tom. We will see you on the other side with Tony D.
Paramount Plus is the new home of UFC, and we're coming out swinging with UFC 324.
Oh, what a shot!
And 325. On back-to-back weekends, the new era is here.
It's time!
Every fight,
Bam!
one subscription.
Oh, my goodness!
Pay-per-view just got knocked out. Back-to-back blockbuster UFC events this month, only on Paramount Plus.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Hey, it's Tom Giordano. Recently, I had the chance to chat with Navy veterans at a watch party for the Army-Navy game hosted by Navy League Philly. I wanted to learn more about what Navy League Philly does for our Sea Service members. Take a listen.
We're talking with Jay Meissner. And Jay, what's your role? How are you connected to the Navy League?
I'm a regional director for the U.S. Naval State Cadet Corps, the official program for the Navy and the Coast Guard, and they're supported by the Navy League. So they support the units in the area and the 10 to 13, 14, 15-year-olds that are in the program.
What intrigues them? Is it the Coast Guard that intrigues them? Do they think they're going to be in the high seas chasing down drug runners? What is it?
It's an open chance to try what the military would be. If the Navy does it, we can do it. We have trainings all over. They go to regular training. They go to drill like a reservist every month. Military ceremony and drill, colors, teaching, leadership courses.
You can do your part to support our Sea Service members by becoming a member for just $25 a year. Go to NavyLeaguePhilly.org to join.
Listen up, Ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Pennsylvania. PNC Supply. And app only.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Now you can listen to Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the iHeartRadio app.
Yes, indeedy. I am back. Barry Sable sitting in for the only Tom Azelby. Nobody like him. He will be back next Saturday, I'm sure, with fishing stories, with golfing stories. I can't divulge where he is, but I know he is getting some color. My next guest had me up nights following his voluminous achievements and illustrious career. Listen to this. An accomplished author, including book tours, performing comedy in the Philadelphia scene. We'll get to that. A joke writer for Politically Incorrect with Bill Maher. A script writer for screenplays. Let's continue. Published comic books. Writer for various comedy websites. Oh, my God. A marketing director for comics published. My God. A notable career second to none. Now, the highlight of his career, on with Uncle Barry on 1210 WPHT. My guess and question to you, Tony D. I cannot say your name properly. You'll have to help me out. I'll try. DiGirolamo. How do you like that? My jokes.
Tony?
That's
pretty close, Uncle Bear.
There you go.
Pretty close.
My jokes on the Barry Sable Show with friends on Sunday mornings is very weak. Tony, can you be of some real help to me?
Good morning. Thanks for having me on the show.
Of course. Go ahead.
It's DiGirolamo, and that's my name. Don't wear it out, as they say. And as you say, I've done many things. I used to write for the Simpsons comics back in the day when Matt Groening owned it, and they were all around the world. Actually, the Simpsons comics sold better overseas than it did in the United States. And
why is that, Tony?
Because it's like a bigger IP worldwide. You know, Batman sold okay, but the Simpsons would regularly outsell them over there.
Yes. Can I make a point? And I really want to do this. There's so many accolades for you, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I marvel at your career. You have had so many careers within a career. Take me down the Tony D, what I call the yellow brick road of a fun and cool walk of life. Give me the do's and the don'ts and what you've enjoyed doing the most.
Well, I enjoyed writing the comics because I got into comics because a guy told me that comics are the poor man's film media. And I tried to write screenplays and was very frustrating to write screenplays and mail them out to L.A. and not get any response back. So I decided to do the comics as almost like a storyboard for a movie. And did that for many years, flew around the country promoting the comics, and it was a lot of fun. I got into game design. I designed my own games, my own role-playing games, and worked with some of the guys at Kenzer Co., who they're a pretty big organization if you know the game world. And eventually I also got into comedy. My friend used to do the warm-up for Bill Maher.
Wow.
And so I wrote for Politically Incorrect. I also got a gig doing Space Ghost Coast to Coast. And they were on the Game Tap website at the time, the original cast, and they were making new episodes. So, you know, it's just you have a network of people, and you if you really want to do this kind of thing, you have to stick to it. You know,
of course,
it's hard.
Tony,
it's hard.
tell me about the Mafioso, the Father, the Son, starring Leo Rossi. Give us a little bit of insightfulness. Looks like we lost him now. I don't know where he went, but Kirk, we got to get him back on the line. Let me tell you what's so interesting about this guy, too, that we're going to get to in a second, is he wrote a book series on the Pineys, which is based on the Jersey Devil legend and other South Jersey folklore and history. I can't wait to question him on that. Can we get him back on the line? My guy Kurt's trying to get him back on the line. But what's interesting is this guy has a vivid imagination about so many different things. And yes, he did write for Bill Maher, which is interesting. And I wanted to ask him about, as I say, this. Do we have him back again? There you go. Tony, somehow we lost you. We have you back. I don't know if you heard my question about the Mafioso story.
Yeah, it was a local guy. He was doing a mafia movie. I wrote the screenplay for it. Leo Rossi starred as the bad guy, and they shot it in the South Jersey, Philly region.
Wow. Tell me.
Tony Luke was in it. Tony Luke.
Yes. Oh, he was in it. He's a buddy of mine. I haven't seen him in years. Matter of fact, you know, he was in the movie Invincible. I don't know if you know that or not.
Oh, yeah, yeah. He's been in a few movies.
Yes. Tell me, because I want to get to it. Time's going to run out. Number one, you have to promise me that you will join me one Sunday morning on the Barry Sable Show with friends. You're a fascinating guy. I need you for an hour. You have to make me a promise you'll do that. Pinky swear. How's that?
Pinky swear.
There you go. Let's get to the Pineys because this time is going to elapse, and I don't want that to happen. Tell us about, you wrote a book series called The Pineys, based on, as I say, the New Jersey Devil legend and other South Jersey folklore and history. Tell us what that was all about.
The Pineys is about a family of hunters that hunt the kin of the Jersey Devil, and the premise of the series is Mother Leeds, the mother of the Jersey Devil, was a witch, and in the 1730s she opened the portals of hell and flooded the Pine Barrens with devils. But in the neighboring village of Abe's Hat, New Jersey, the villagers formed a secret hunting society to hunt down the devils and send them back to hell. And their ancestors continue the hunt to this day. So I'm up to book 19. Book 20 comes out in March, and each book has a different sort of legend, ghost story, or connection to South Jersey in some way. Book 19 took place in Ocean City in 1989, and it touches upon the shipwreck of the Cyndia, which is a famous shipwreck that happened in 1901 right on the 17th Street place where the boardwalk would be one day.
Well, so let me ask you a question. A lot of ghost towns in the Pine Barrens, what would be like, I guess it would say BATSTO. I don't know how you say that appropriately because my mom told me read, and I didn't do that. I played wiffle ball, box ball, wall ball, and everything else. Tell me about that, Batso.
Batso is a town that's sort of trapped in amber. They kept the town preserved as a historical site, and it's where they made bog iron. And bog iron was used during the Revolutionary War to make cannons and cannonballs. And this was a town that the British tried to target because they wanted to destroy the bog iron industry to undermine the war effort. And they actually burned down some villages that supported Batso in the surrounding area.
Wow. Unbelievable. Listen, I also understand in your talks, you mentioned Ancora in New Jersey, and its original or origin has an interesting tie-in with Marxist ideology. Can you expand upon that for me, please?
Yes, it was founded by Dr. George Haskell and the Spiritualists, and they were, and I'm not making this up, communist psychics.
Wow.
See, they believed they could build a utopia for everyone, where everybody would be equal, but the elites of the village would be these psychics who could talk to the dead, because spiritualists believed they could talk to the dead. And that, of course, did not work because everybody else had to do the work, and the psychics were, flying around talking to the dead. So the village sort of went into decline, and then in the 1900s they built Sunnyrest, which was a tuberculosis sanitarium, and the gateway to Sunnyrest still stands today across from the motor vehicle inspection station in Ancora. Eventually in 1955 they built the massive facility we know today as the psychiatric facility that houses New Jersey's most dangerous mental patients.
Well, I want to get to that point with you because enlighten us about what's really going on in society today. I want to switch gears and take you down a rabbit hole because Byberry, as you know, in Philly was closed. And we have a lot of lunatics, if I may say, and a lot of weirdos running around on our streets today. And a lot of people should be, I don't want to use the word incarcerated, but they should be treated for mental health. What are we missing in today's time, Tony?
We're missing mental health facilities that would, like you say, hold these people and keep them off the streets, because I've noticed that a lot of people who are, the thinking is the treatment should be, they should be with, normal people interacting with society. And up to a point, that's true, for people who are mentally ill, who are functional, people who suffer from depression shouldn't necessarily be put in an asylum. But there are plenty of other people who are just, they're out of their minds.
Of course.
They can't function. And you could see some of these people on the left, especially in Minnesota.
Let me give you a clip if I can. Kirk, can we pull up a clip for Tony? I wasn't going to play it because I didn't have a lot of time with you, but I figured you'd get a kick out of it. It's kind of a joke as to what's happening in society today, and it kind of unnerves and behooves me to say, where are we going? Go ahead, Kirk. Can we pull that up? Do we have it?
I see an American flag, I immediately look at that I'm like, that person's probably a bigot. That person's probably a homophobe. That person's probably a racist if they're just flying American flags out everywhere.
So
How do you like that one, Tony?
Yeah, she needs therapy. She needs someone to sit her down and go, that's absolutely not true. Where do you get this nonsense? Why don't you go to work? Why don't you live your life? What do you care what other people think about you? You know, these people are just nuts. They're out on the streets and they don't have the full story. They watch something on TV and they get excited and they run out because they want everybody to think they're great people and, oh, look, I'm helping the immigrants. You're not helping anyone. You're just making a mess.
Yep. Listen, we're up against the break. I am talking to Tony D. We'll see you on the other side. Barry Sable sitting in for Tom Azelby. Can't wait to hear the balance of what my man Tony has to say.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Tomorrow's Crash Proof Retirement Show will air at a special time, 10 a.m. Tune in to hear Joanne Small-Canella and Tracy Stillman. Tomorrow's Crash Proof Retirement Show starts at 10 a.m.
A new year is the perfect time to look around your home, especially the kitchen and bathrooms you use every day, and think about a refresh. That's where Kitchen Magic comes in. They're a family-owned company crafting quality American-made kitchens and baths since 1979, and they make the process simple from start to finish. Right now, enjoy 30% off kitchen cabinet refacing and 50% off bathroom installations, plus the opportunity to lock in current pricing. Start the year with a home that looks better and works better. Visit kitchenmagic.com today.
New year, healthier goals. So what's for dinner tonight? Hatfield marinated pork tenderloins, of course. Pre-seasoned, packed with protein, and oven-ready in about 35 minutes. Hatfield makes fresh starts easy, even on busy nights. And with family-favorite flavors like savory brown sugar, Texas smokehouse, Tuscan herb, and honey garlic teriyaki, everyone gets a dinner they love. For recipes and where to buy, visit simplyhatfield.com. Hatfield, better care, better pork.
Winter is here, and even small roof problems can become big leaks. I'm Merrill Reese for Impriano Roofing and Siding, trusted by local families for over 50 years. Their experts handle roofing, siding, and energy-efficient windows with no pressure, no gimmicks, just honest work and lasting results. Be proactive. Protect your home before the next storm hits. Visit Impriano.com or call 610-644-4444 today. The best homes have an Impriano roof. Impriano Roofing and Siding, family trusted since 1973.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Be sure to follow Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
Yes, indeedy, I am back. Barry Sable sitting in for Tom Azelby. Nobody like the fable man, Tom Azelby, who will be back with you next Saturday. Gary Stam asks on the YouTube chat line, yes, Uncle Barry is bumped tomorrow. Unfortunately, I will not see you tomorrow. but I will see you the following week. I have some interesting guests lined up over the next few weeks. So if we make it interesting, what I want to ask Tony D, who is my guest this morning, and we don't have a lot of time. We have maybe in this session, maybe 5 minutes, Tony. I want to ask you, through your travels and through your writings, how do you find America is adjusting? You're a joke man, but you're a serious man, as I found off the air. What is bothering you about America today?
It's just that it's so politically divisive, and people take their politics way too seriously. As a comedian, I want people to laugh again, but comedy's really taking it on the chin.
Yep.
Hollywood won't produce comedies anymore. People aren't willing to laugh. They're not willing to give comedians a little leeway to make people laugh. I've seen hecklers go after comics, leave comedy shows in a huff. It's ridiculous. People need to laugh at themselves again.
Yeah, and I agree with you. And when you look back at a Don Rickles type of guy who smacked everybody in the back of the head, but it was great. It was really, really special to listen to. And the George Carlins, and I love the Eddie Murphys, and I love those type of guys that express themselves, and we didn't take it personal. Today, you do something like the skits that those guys did, Robin Williams, Johnny Carson. There's so many. Richard Pryor. Those guys, I don't think, could exist today in the format of society. Am I correct or incorrect?
I think so, because these people take things way too seriously. They're all so self-important, and they can't laugh at themselves. You have these young kids coming up, and it's like, how dare you say things to me? How dare you poke fun at me? And who are you? Yeah, these people are so entitled, and that includes these protesters that have been all over the country. They're so entitled. Oh, my opinion's so damn important. Why? You don't know anything. You're coming out of college. You're supposed to be in college learning something. You're not supposed to be out on the streets screaming at people. You barely know anything.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. A adage came across my desk, and I want to bounce it off to you in regards to how your life developed. If the elevator is not working, you have to take the stairs. Could you, as an example, show our listeners how life has treated you? I'm sure everything wasn't peaches and cream. You hit your bumps in the road. Tell me how you perceived how life was. Did things turn out the way you wanted them to? And how hard did you have to work? And what kind of efforts did you have to continue put in to be successful?
Well, look, if you want to do something in comedy or any kind of entertainment, you got to work at it. And everybody wants to do it, and there's a lot of competition. So you just got to keep doing it and having a good time. You know, they say if you do something you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And I think that's true. I've had a great time. Maybe I didn't make enough money, but I've always had a lot of fun in my jobs, and that's what I try to do. And you got to keep a positive outlook. If I had to say any one thing, I would say you always got to keep a positive outlook no matter what.
Can your jokes and your efforts set America straight, Tony D?
I think so. I mean, they're all in my books, The Pineys, at thepineys.com and on Amazon.
Tell us more.
And you could read all about South Jersey folklore and history, all wrapped up in a story that's kind of like Ghostbusters with drunken hillbillies.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way I kind of format it, and each book's like an episode of a TV show, and it's a lot of fun.
Kirk's back there laughing pretty good. Tell me what we will be seeing from Tony D in the future. Where will we see you? What do we expect from you? What kind of publications? And how will you develop your thoughts?
I will be doing more Pineys books. I do 3 a year, so you'll be seeing one in March, July, and October, of course, because it's a very Halloween-y story. I'll be traveling all up and down South Jersey, giving talks at libraries, senior centers, breweries, distilleries. I was at the Blue Rascal the other night in Hamilton, and you will hear me talk about the origins of the Jersey Devil, because I think it's part of our history in this country, and everybody should know it.
10 seconds wrap up, Tony D.
if you're in the Pines, watch out for the Jersey Devil.
There you go. Listen, my guest, Tony, I can't say your. Give us your last name, please.
DiGirolamo.
There you go. Delaware Valley, always grateful to you for spending some time with me today, filling in for Tom Azelby. I want to thank Seth Grossman. I want to thank Tony D. Don't let anyone break your spirit. Keep moving your life forward and live your life as you please. Help others when presented. Yes, have a great week, a healthy week, a safe week. And I will see you next Sunday, but you're going to have Tom A. back. A big job to fill his shoes. I did the best I can. Delaware Valley, thanks for supporting Tom Azelby and Uncle Barry. We'll see you next weekend.
Paramount Plus is the new home of UFC, and we're coming out swinging with UFC 324.
Oh, what a shot!
And 325 on back-to-back weekends. The new era is here.
It's time!
Every fight.
Bam! Let's go!
One subscription.
Oh my goodness!
Pay-per-view just got knocked out.
Let's go!
Back-to-back blockbuster UFC events this month. Only on Paramount Plus.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get